about creativity.
I'm student studying business administration at Sumin Lee University. I was hoping today to talk a little bit about creativity. You know, a lot of people really struggle to give themselves permission to be creative, and reasonably so. I mean, we're all a little suspect of our own talent, and I remember a story I came across in my early teens that kind of meant a lot to me. I was really into Allen Ginsberg, and I was reading his poetry, and he did a lot of interviews, and one time William F. Buckley had this television program called Fiery Line, and Ginsberg went on there and sang a Hare Krishna song while playing the harmonium. And he got back to New York to all his intelligentsia friends, and they all told him, "Don't you know that everybody thinks you're an idiot and the whole country is making fun of you?" And he said, "That's my job. I'm a poet and I'm going to play the fool." And most people have to go to work all day long, and they come home and they fight with their spouse, and they eat and they turn on the old boob tube, and sometimes somebody tries to sell them something, and I just screwed all it up. I went down and I sang about Christiana, and now they're singing in bed and going, "Who's this stupid poet?" And they can't fall asleep, right? And that's his job as a poet. And I find it very liberating, because I think that most of us really want to offer the world something of quality, something that the world will consider good or important. And that's really the enemy, because it's not up to us whether what we do is any good. And if history has taught us anything, the world is an extremely unreliable critic, right? So you have to ask yourself, do you think human creativity matters? Well, most people don't spend a lot of time thinking about poetry, right? They have a life to live, and they're not really that concerned with Allen Ginsberg's poems or anybody's poems. Until their father dies, they go to a funeral, you lose a child, somebody breaks your heart, and they don't love you anymore, and all of a sudden, you're desperate for making sense out of this life. And has anybody ever felt this bad before? How did they come out of this cloud? Or the inverse, something great. You meet somebody and your heart explodes. You love them so much and you can't even see straight. You know, you're dizzy. Did anybody feel like this before? What is happening to me? And that's when art's not a luxury. It's actually sustenance. We need it. Okay, well, what is it? Human creativity is nature manifest in us. I saw the movie called White Fang when I was a kid with my friends, and after watching the movie, I had dinner with them, and you go out at night, and the sky was really like rippling with purple and pink and white, and it's the most beautiful thing I ever saw. And it really looked like the sky was playing beautiful. We enjoyed the city at sundown. It's beautiful. We know that it's beautiful, but fall in love, your love is pretty beautiful. I have a younger brother. Watching him pretend to be butterfly or run around the house and doing anything is so beautiful. He's only 4 years old, and I believe that we are here on this star in space to try to help one another, right? And first, we have to survive, and then we have to thrive, and to thrive, to express ourselves. All right. Well, here's the rub: we have to know ourselves. What do you love? And if you get close to what you love, who you are is revealed to you and expands. For me, it was really easy. I did my content creating when I was 20 years old. And just a couple of years ago, I just took a picture of the building in BTS, and it got 1.7 million views on TikTok. And boom, I fell in love with content creation and marketing, which are new activities. My world just expanded, and the profession has never stopped giving back to me, and gives back more and more, mostly strangely through the contents that I've made. I went to a pop-up store, bought BTS albums, went to their concert, and made foreign armies friends on TikTok. And the magic of this over a lifetime, or 2 years of doing this, that you start to see that my experience, me, Sumin, is not really as unique as I thought. I have so much in common with all these armies, BTS fans, people, and so they have something in common with me. You start to see how connected we are. Like, I wanted to be a creator. I was like, I've got to make something that makes people feel. I just want to be a part of that. Behind 방탄소년단, BTS's record of winning the two major charts, Billboard 200 and Red, for the first time as a Korean singer, was the blood, sweat, and tears of the members who only shed to survive. As we said, they came up as empty hands from their respective hometowns 7 years ago. However, the sweat they shed did not betray. Seoul Music Awards in 2014, BTS, who rose to prominence by winning the grand prize for the first time in first year, won the grand prize at the same award ceremony. And BTS, they entered the Billboard 200 with Hwayoung Part 2 the following year. We know this. the time of our life is so short, and how we spend it, and are we spending it doing what's important to us? Most of us not, but BTS did. Anyway, I mean, it's really hard. The pool of habits is so huge, and that's what makes kids so beautifully creative, is that they don't have any habits, and they don't care if they're any good or not, right? They're not building a sandcastle going, I think I'm going to be a really good sandcastle builder. They just throw themselves at whatever project you put in front of them, dancing, doing a painting, building something, any opportunity they have, they try to use it to impress upon you their individuality. It's so beautiful. It's a thing that worries me sometimes whenever you talk about creativity, because it can have this kind of feel that it's just nice, or it's warmer, it's something pleasant. It's not, it's vital. It's the way we heal. It's each other in singing our song, in telling our stories, in inviting you to say, hey, listen to me, and I'll listen to you. We are starting a dialogue. And when you do that, this healing happens. And we come out of our corners and we start to witness each other's common humanity. We start to assert it. And when we do that, really good things happen. So if you want to help your community, if you want to help your family or friends, you have to express yourself. And to express yourself, you have to know yourself. It's actually super easy. You just have to follow your love. There's no path. There is no path till you walk in, and you have to be willing to play the fool. So don't read the book that you should read. Read the book you want to read. Don't listen to the music that you used to like. Take some time to listen to some new music. Take some time to talk to somebody that you don't normally talk to. I guarantee if you do that, you will feel foolish. That's the point. Play the fool. And I want to stay home, invite our friends over, but still feel alone. Live for danger. Play it cool. Have everyone respect me for being a fool. Be creative with everyone.